Welcome everybody back to another episode of 2K Universe. It is Summerslam Night 2, and we're going to be doing this a little different. This will be uploaded in full show format, not parts. This will be all 4 parts in one, because we have a lot to discuss. Fell a little behind in our recordings, but that's all good, because guess what? We're posting the whole show, whole shebang right here. So we're going to discuss everything from SummerSlam that just happened, the Raw after SummerSlam, the brand new tournament that just got announced. There's a lot to talk about in a very good way, very good things to talk about. So we're going to get started with, first, I want to hear your overall thoughts on SummerSlam Night 1 and 2 overall. I just want to hear everything you got from the crowd, the matches, everything. What you got?
Well, you mentioned the crowd first, so I guess I'll touch on that first. Night 1 crowd's pretty good. They had pretty decent sound throughout the show. I would say there was a few spots where they got a little quiet, but it wasn't nearly as bad as Night 2. I feel like the crowd during Night 2, and they were very quiet throughout most of the night, aside from like certain spots throughout the show, especially in the main event. They got more loud for the main event, but I just want to touch on that because some people on the internet try to make the claim, right? Oh, if you don't give the crowd anything to pop for, they're not going to pop. Night 2 had a very good card, but in fact, all of SmackDown was SummerSlam was very stacked. Sure, you had Trick and Corbin, which wasn't a very well-built match. I can understand why you could hear a pin drop. But throughout the entire show, I just found it kind of hard to believe that the crowd was so quiet. I mean, Chelsea got a pop, that made me really happy. We just talked about, the possibility of Chelsea winning last week. But, aside from that, the main event and a few other small spots in the show, Night 2's crowd was just incredibly weak. And I was wondering what you thought about that.
I weirdly completely disagree. I thought Night 2's crowd was way better for me, and I even outwardly spoke while I was watching the show. I said, this crowd has been really good. I thought the crowd was really good. Now, how did you watch the show? I'm only asking.
I simply watched it on my television. I mean,
okay,
no different compared to Night 1. And I had to go back and watch the Night 1 opener because I had missed it, as you know. We watched Night 1 together. But I thought the crowd was just more, I guess they had more highs than lows compared to Night 2, because Night 2, the highs were incredibly high for the crowd.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, especially...
The highs were about as high as they could get.
But the lows were incredibly low, to the point where there were times the crowd was so quiet you could swear there was 20 people there. It was incredibly quiet. And again, I understand Trick and Corbin, you can make
that was about the only match I noticed them be kind of quiet for.
That was the worst, most quiet part of the night. But throughout the show, it was just, the lows were more evident on Night 2, if that makes any sense. But crowd aside, we've mentioned for weeks now, the SummerSlam card might be the strongest card, not only for SummerSlam over the last few years, but in my opinion, of most any pay-per-view that we've had in quite some time. I mean, it was incredibly stacked. But the biggest thing I wanted to come in here and say and talk about, which we're going to get into very in depth on how we feel about each match and the outcomes, but I was very underwhelmed with both main events, although I was more underwhelmed with Night 1's main event.
I don't even know what to say to that.
For example, I didn't go in with astronomical expectations, I guess. I just went in thinking, Oba and Brock, they're going to have to blow the roof off. They're going to have to give us a absolute banger of a match. We got the Hoss match, but I genuinely feel like that they didn't utilize, not only did they not utilize the sell, but they didn't utilize the intensity of that feud enough. Yes, we
that I agree with.
The boards. I feel like they didn't utilize that enough. We got the tombstone on the boards. Obviously, and I think this goes, everybody would agree, including yourself, they were supposed to have the finish happen on the boards. That was a botch. I'm not going to fault them for that. but just there was no intensity. It just felt like a match within a cage. You mentioned it even on Saturday that it was kind of just there as a gimmick for the match.
Yeah.
So that
I
was
said that I was scared that was going to happen before the bell even rang, and that's what happened. But night
you were right.
But night
you
two, disappointed.
Yeah. So I want to get into that. It wasn't a bad match. Actually, night two's main event was fantastic in retrospect compared to night one's. Obviously, the highs of night one, just the build to it, the expectation was great. Night two, we talked about how this is like the blow off for a 13-year feud. This is a big deal, you know. And obviously we were very excited. I just feel like if this is their last match, we got the counters, we got the near falls, and that to me made me incredibly happy. Especially, I want to add, with the Dean Ambrose tributes. Those is like if you can go after the match with the mask being in between the two of them with the fist. I
called it as it was happening.
Yes, it was fantastic stuff. To the point on social media and on commentary that even made Dean Ambrose references. But nonetheless, I just think that I'm wondering what's coming out of this, because it was a great match, but I don't know where this leaves Seth Rollins. I don't know where this is leaving Roman Reigns, because obviously LA Knight, it's looking like he's the next step for Roman.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what do you think as far as Seth Rollins goes? Do you think that this really was the last match?
Well, before we get there, I want to make some counter. I still don't. What disappointed you about the match, though? Because from what it sounds like, the match was amazing with flying colors to you as well.
It was great. It was great. I guess to me as a fan, I expected us to get more of a, this is what's to come. This is a reference point to what may come. Because SummerSlam's big on that. And I expected that.
Really?
The match itself was great.
Really?
Yes. And I know that in a vacuum that you can't ask for more. But I guess the expectation that SummerSlam has built, the end of the show usually has some big cliffhanger, and I, for some reason, expected that.
Yeah. I guess that's now I'm seeing kind of why, because you were looking for the the tease for the next chapter.
Yes.
Whereas and I'm not saying you're wrong for this, but I was always looking at this is the ending. This is going to be the ending of Rollins, and I never. Obviously, we were like, maybe somebody can come out at the end, but I like the entire match and everything. I found this match and everything. I found this better than Punk and Roman this year. I think this match was better, mainly because.
I disagree, but I can understand.
Because of what it represented, and the storytelling was just insanely better by miles. Like, the storytelling was so good. They wrapped up Rollins and Reigns so well in this match. Like, even where Roman threw away the chair is literally him going, "I'm over it. I'm over it. I moved past it. Let's sell this." And he, multiple times in the match, almost ad nauseum, said it's always been us two. It's me and you. It's just been us two. And he's right. And that's what the story was. And at the end of the match, and by the way, was exactly what I asked for, which was false finishes galore, as it should be with those two guys. I mean, and yes, we got Roman doing a stomp, which is that the first time we've had Roman doing somebody else's finish to them before? I can't even think of another time he's done that. That's not something he really does. And he did that to Rollins. Rollins did both looked great. Like, there wasn't really botches either. Like, this match was really just 5 stars all around. I don't know what Big Melts gave it, but for me, that was the closest to a New Japan match that I have seen, or not New Japan, AEW style match, where it was false finishes galore, storytelling galore. That was a beautiful main event, and then Roman not only moving past it by putting the chair out, but extending the fist of, this is it, and this is only respect between us. And then he doubled down on it the next night by letting the crowd sing his song and actually low-key vibing to it. Like, that was so beautiful to me. And then the shot of them both, seating in the corners, just looking at each other like, all right, this was it. And where it was like it was bittersweet because obviously they wanted to, get between who's the better man between the two of them. But also they were like, man, this is it. This is the end of an era.
Yeah.
Our time is coming to a close. And I found that beautiful.
Go ahead.
I just found that so beautiful.
This is what I like about the episodes we do where we don't have to have a list of topics to try to break things down. It just kind of moves, With SummerSlam, you actually pointed out two things I was really excited to talk about. You pointed out how Seth and Roman buried the hatchet. This is a 13-year hatchet that they buried on Sunday. Well, my take is I pointed out weeks and weeks ago that I could see Seth Rollins joining Roman Reigns for War Games. And I thought on Sunday that this is a perfect setup for that. Because I think if this is the case, and if Roman does indeed need the help for War Games, and if there is a spot open, if you want to do the whole add the white man to the Samoan team like they've done before, hey, Seth Rollins joining would be really cool to see, especially considering what happened at the end of that show.
See, I don't think that'd make too much sense because having to splice in our thoughts here. Sorry, but I don't think that would make a whole lot of sense because the whole reason he gave respect back to Roman was because Roman didn't use the bloodline, did it by himself. So he's still against what the bloodline does. I don't see him being, I'm going to join you guys, especially when the cause would be probably against, LA Knight, Solo, and whoever the hell. Why would Rollins have any beef with any of those guys? You know what I mean?
We don't know that yet.
I know. I'm not saying the story can't get there, but as we sit right now, I don't think it'd make a whole lot of sense at the moment. And I don't think Roman and the Bloodline. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I do think they'll probably be in War Games again because the Bloodline's red hot right now. I don't think Rollins will be involved. And as far as the initial question you asked me, which was what do I think is next for Rollins? I think he's going to take some time off. I don't think he has very many years left. Really? I actually think Roman might be, it's at least in a full-time schedule.
Oh, you're talking about Roman, not Seth?
No, I was talking about Seth. I think Roman could end up being at his end as well. I think the best move for Rollins is to send him to SmackDown. He has done everything he can do on Raw. Everything he can do. He has pretty much wrestled every person on Raw more than once. I think he needs to go to SmackDown. And we haven't seen Rollins since COVID. Rollins hasn't been a SmackDown star since COVID. I think it would be very good. True. And you tell me you wouldn't want to see Punk and Rollins finally get their blow off? Finally? They never got it. It'd be nice to have. And
I mean, you could circle and I hate to say it because a lot of people probably will puke at this, but you could even circle back to Cody and Rollins. There's so much.
Absolutely, who would puke at that?
We haven't touched on that in a few years, but there's another thing you pointed out. You said that you felt like the main event was better than Roman and Punk. I think personally, Roman and Punk was a better wrestling match, but the full package that you get with Seth and Roman is a completely different beast. And this is something we've talked about ad nauseum over the last couple of weeks. These two guys have not only faced each other on many occasions, right? But they have years worth of chemistry to blow off with that match. And they did.
Of course.
We talked about the false finishes. We talked about, the counters that
hence why I said Punk and Cody probably wasn't a reliable event. And by the way, it was an okay match. I think we can both agree that match was disappointing, and it was, and it was mainly disappointing because that match was slow. That match was not slow. Paced and well.
I hate it. I feel like not only was the pacing bad, but I feel like it had first match syndrome. I typically,
where they're holding back,
lightning in the bottle. Yes, and I hate it.
Oh, they hit a bunch of fucking finishes.
They did. And I'm not saying they were holding back in the sense of, they kind of had a TV match. That was not a television match we got on Saturday. I just feel like that match was incredibly slow. They were trying to kill time. It had a good story, but it's a different beast on Sunday. Seth and Roman had so much behind it. But like I said, at WrestleMania, Punk and Roman had a great wrestling match. Bell to bell, those two guys put on a magical performance. But Seth and Roman was more than a wrestling match. This is a feud that has been a blood feud. It's been a brotherhood between these two guys. This is the blow off, and they did that. Punk and Roman didn't have a lot of story behind it, if you want to be completely honest. It was more.
I wouldn't say that. It didn't have as much. When you compare the two, yeah, but I would say it had a good amount of story.
That's what I'm saying, though. Seth and Roman they had so many layers. It was more than just a match. It was literally a blow off for these two guys. Basically, their careers up until this point.
I get it.
This was like the end game for these two. So, I absolutely loved it. I can't talk better about the match. That's how high praise I have for it.
Yeah.
But I was disappointed. I did think we were going to get some more breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs are everything to me. SummerSlam is the biggest event when it comes to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Especially if your name is like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, about to say, do you put that? Does last year kind of add to that because of how last year's both nights ended, kind of with breadcrumbs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
So
I felt like they
and
were
no disrespect, but it seemed like it took the experience got taken away because of comparisons. Correct?
Yes, it absolutely do. It's a thief of joy.
And that's fair. And I understand that. And complete honesty, I don't know. I literally said after Roman and Rollins in front of everybody, I was like, man, how could you not be romantical about professional wrestling? That was so beautiful of a story, man. I was just so satisfied. And I was even, you heard me, I was like, I want a reference to Dean Ambrose with somebody doing the dirty deeds or something. And damn it, if they both didn't attempt it. And I loved that. I honestly don't think they could have done the match better. I really don't.
Well, I smell a rant coming from the two of us because I know that you are on the internet too, and I know what you've been seeing, and I know how you feel about this too. The Shield is a big topic on the internet, both negative and positive, for quite some time now, especially recently. I know there's the deadlock meme that's been going around where people
Shield bomb, Shield fist, Shield chair.
Yes, and it's more than a meme now. It's become a topic. Some people say that the Shield is a dead horse that's been beat for years. They're saying the Shield is a topic that just gets brought up for nostalgia's sake. There's no more room to grow with the story, etc. I just want to point out something, and I'm sure you will agree. The Shield never got a true blow-off.
No. Absolutely not.
And they arguably never will because Moxley is an AEW.
This is the closest thing we'll get to it.
And Roman's chapter ending.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
I think this was
the
it.
Shield never got a true blow-off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think this was, they knew, because Mox is never coming back. I really believe that.
No. Hall of Fame, that's when I see it happening.
Yeah. I think that's where they put the Shield and the mask in the middle. This is it. And it wasn't, and how you knew that it was supposed to be Mox is, one, they both looked towards the crowd, and they left the spot in the middle on purpose instead of the fists directly meeting, which,
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah, I just can't glaze that match enough. I really think that was, if you're not counting AAA, the WWE match of the year. Truly.
And I would also want to add, that's probably the best those two have moved in a match.
100%.
I mean, Roman pulled it out for Punk. But those two guys are, and I'm not gonna shit on them at all because they're too great. They're great at what they do. They're two of the best of this generation. Honestly.
Do you like that Roman is having a workhorse run for the love of the game?
And he's doing it to prove a point.
Prove a point, absolutely. He's saying it in promo, but it is also a shoot where he's like, all you guys that were basically like, I can only work one style of match, and I'm proving you wrong. And look, people have already. Oh, he said he's going to be here all summer, and he missed some Raws. Look, everybody's going to miss some Raws. I was on the boat as long as he makes damn near every PLE, which he has. He missed one. Guess what? The WWE title also missed one. So it's okay. He's been to damn near every PLE. He's going to wrestle on Raw in Mexico City, which I am hyped for. And I think that's a good segue. Workhorse Roman is about to fight Luchador, whoever wins this Luchador tournament. I'm sure you've seen that. That got announced?
Yep.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio announcing there's going to be a giant Luchador tournament, and whoever wins that, probably going to be Penta. is my guess. And they're going to face Roman in Mexico City on Raw, which is going to be a red-hot crowd. It's going to be a red-hot match. I think that's awesome. You're building to – anytime they build towards a Raw championship match and not just, hey, this is happening next week, but, hey, they give it a big build. I always love that. So I love that Roman is getting he's full workhorse run. And I'm assuming he'll be at Money in the Bank. I think that's a gimme. I think, but him wrestling on Raw in Mexico says he's not going to wrestle at Sunday night's main event, which is okay. I will say they better load that card up because the last couple, they've kind of let them be B shows, and that's really pissed me off.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to hate on that fully because, I mean, even back in the day, we had great big matches on Saturday night's main event. But the thing is, it was always meant to build to the next pay-per-view. But regardless... And
I don't know. In the 80s, they were basically pay-per-views.
They started out that way, but for years they were used as in between shows for continued storylines. Like a lot of Hogan's storylines.
Oh, for sure. And
branched over. It's a branch show.
I'm talking at its best, what it should be.
Yes.
And basically what they're trying to, because they're having it take the place of pay-per-views. That's the issue. It's not that it's taking place between in the middle of a month between two PLEs. It's taking it's a full September slot. It literally took place of where Money in the Bank was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it better be a PLE card. That's my issue.
I do think Roman's going to compete at Money in the Bank. I mean, that's a gimme.
That card's looking yoked.
Oh, it is. It's going to be great, and I'm actually excited for the Money in the Bank matches. For a time. I mean, maybe it's because the show's been pushed back and it's not just directly a year after, just like it's always been.
Do you like the placement now?
Marinate on it, maybe. Say that one more time.
Do you like the placement it's in now?
I don't know. I want to say yes. It's just weird.
I do like it. I like it because it gives King of the Ring room to grow. Because they were smooshing Money in the Bank and King of the Ring together. And there was you had the Money in the Bank tournament matches, and then you had the King of the Ring tournament matches. They're too smooshed. Whereas you put Money in the Bank after SummerSlam and between SummerSlam and Survivor Series, that gives it room to grow. I like that. Mm-hmm. And we all know SummerSlam to Survivor Series is kind of a dead period. Not dead, but the pay-per-view matches usually are just there. Like there isn't a whole lot there. Money in the Bank and it looks like they're not pulling any punches with these matches. These matches that you would think they would save for bigger cards, I mean, we're possibly getting LA and Roman. Look at this Bloody Sunday by Balor! Oh, that might be it. I might have to pause my thought. Bloody Sunday to Nakamura, and he kicks out at 2.5. The Demon taking it to Shin. They're not pulling any punches, and I'll get further into that into the next match. Give this match a little room to grow here. Nakamura and Finn Balor having an amazing contest for the UK title here at SummerSlam. Balor with a shotgun dropkick off the top rope. Going for another 1916 to Nakamura.
Just mounting up offense right now on Shinsuke.
He's in the drop zone.
Ending coup de grace.
Nakamura falls to the Demon. Balor retains the UK title in an amazing match here at SummerSlam. Balor already etching himself in stone as a great UK champion. Having an amazing match with Nakamura, who just came off a huge victory over Andrade at Velocity. He had some momentum behind him, and Finn Balor knocking him off. Going into 2K26 UK champion. But give credit to Nakamura. Look at this. Kicking out of the Bloody Sunday. That is no easy task. A lot of men fall to the Bloody Sunday. Nakamura not here, not right now. But it was only a matter of time. Balor drop kicked him right in the face. Hit a 1916. And then dropped on him with a coup de grace. Retained the title. Finn Balor going into 2K26. Still your United Kingdom champion. I cannot wait to see future matchups with Finn Balor in that title. He's already proven to be a good champion. And again, don't go anywhere. The show is not ending. We're doing a full show. So stay with us. All right, here we go. Back into SummerSlam. Women's Speed Championship on the line in this match. Raquel Rodriguez versus Nikita Lyons making her return. We talked about them loading up Money in the Bank. It's seeming like it's going to be Kevin Owens and CM Punk. If not, it's Sunday night. It might be Sunday night's main event, actually. But
what a main event that would be, by the way.
Woo! I'm in. Load up that card.
Yeah, huge.
That's a Mania match. All day it's a Mania match.
Oh, yeah. That's a match that they've been low-key setting up since Punk stepped back into the company.
Yes.
I mean, the first KO segment after Punk's return, he was already dissing CM Punk. So this is something everybody has been waiting for. And it's definitely, if we're going to be honest, it's not something I don't think either of us expected for KO's, immediate return.
Hell no.
With CM Punk. I mean, this is so left field, but I welcome it. I welcome it so much.
I do too. Great. I do too, and it's going to do wonders for Sammy because I wonder how that's going to work. And that's the whole point of this, is to make you tune in and go, how's that going to work? The promos between Punk and Owens alone are going to be insane. This is probably the most, even more than Roman, the most pushback Punk is going to get on the mic from anybody.
Yep.
I think Kevin Owens is really going to give it to him, because that is just how he kind of operates and how good he is on the mic. And we kind of glossed over it, but how did you feel about them turning it into a four-way and having Kevin Owens return? I loved it. I had no issue with it.
Well, first off, I mean, I was a little thrown off about the Gunther thing. I mean, I do understand it. He beat Nick Aldis, and Nick Aldis was told by Triple H to lay off Gunther. He gave him a shot. It just, I don't know.
He did cost him in the first place.
He did.
And low-key, Sammy kind of got automatically in that match because he got screwed. So I guess that was all just going.
That's true.
So that I was okay with that.
It just, I don't know. It's not something I expected, which is great. I mean, that's fine. I like when I get surprised. But the real surprise, obviously, was KO.
Absolutely.
I mean, there was rumors and stuff, but with his neck injury, you can't call it a spade with a rumor.
Hell no. He was there doing signings. I thought that was it. I was like, and his hair wasn't cut, nothing. I was like, oh, he ain't coming back.
But he looked great.
He looked amazing.
It looked like he hasn't been off any time at all. I mean,
the beard got gray. That's about it.
Neck. Oh, it was. He was protecting his neck extra in the match, which was nice to see. I'm glad that. I mean, whether people want to call it selling or not, he broke his damn neck. He nearly retired. I'm glad he's protecting himself and being safe. But yeah, man. I mean, KO's back. That's huge. We just talked about that.
That's a huge win.
Another missing piece. We're going to get into this more in depth, but I mean, we have another return we talked about last week. Randy Orton. He returned also on SummerSlam. Now we got Drew, who needs to come back. And,
he's looking sexy right now. He got that beard grown out. You seen that?
No, I did not see that.
Look at
the gray in his beard. That's right, I did see it. The muscle picture.
He's got a full beard. He needs to keep that shit.
Yeah.
He needs to keep that shit. Crazy. Oh my God, it looks good.
Yeah, he looks like a warrior.
Absolutely. There's more returns, and I guess we'll just get into it. Are we done talking about SummerSlam? Is there anything you want to touch on with SummerSlam? Anything else? I
wondered what happened to that. He felt the feud didn't have legs, but it's looking like Randy is going to be more of a personal story.
Yeah, and again, I don't love that, because that's not the story they were literally telling. That is not the story they were telling for this match. That has not been Randy's motive.
I didn't mention they changed course. I mentioned it after WrestleMania. They changed course in that video package. They started mentioning more of their past, more about legacy, and I think they're finally going to give the fans what they want. They're going to segue into what the real meat of the matter is, and that's their past. So maybe Randy's going to go for number 50, like he said, but it's not going to be an immediate thing. He's going to have to deal with Cody first.
Yeah. Also, look, you're going to watch this back and you're going to hear it. You got a little techie on, a little glitchy, but you still sounded fine. But you did get a little glitchy there. I'm sure that's on my end, but I still understood. You're still good. So, but you're if it happens anymore, I'll let you know. But you're still good. Yeah, I don't look.
Yeah.
I told you how I felt initially. I'm not going to beat the horse. It's already dead. I've already moved past it. It's now a personal story.
Yeah.
Whatever. It is what it is. It would have made more sense for him to RKO Punk, in my opinion. So he go after Cody for the title. But nonetheless, I don't know. And I'm gonna leave it for story to be told. But hey, that's Randy and Cody, Punk and Owens, LA and Roman. Oh, and then this is the one I want to talk about. The one I nutted over. That's right. All right, Raquel won. Sorry, Raquel. This is important. I was screaming. I was literally punching the inside of my elbow, saying, "Inject this into my veins directly," because I got two main favorites on the roster. There's two guys that I just love, that I claim to be mine, that I literally watch the show for those two, and they are going to feud now, and I'm scared, but I'm mainly excited. Braun Breaker, Obafemi. Holy shit! Either one, they're doing something with Braun Breaker, or he's getting fed to him. If he's getting fed to him, I'm a little upset. If it's going to be a genuine again, folks, we're discussing huge stuff, so I'm going to splice these together. If it is them having a genuine back and forth feud, which means I'm down for Breaker getting a win. I want that really badly, because who's going to complain about Oba losing to Breaker? Nobody, because they are on the same trajectory.
Yeah.
They're on the same trajectory. They both need to go up. Both need to come out of that feud better than they were. And by the way, the story is low-key meta as hell, because in story and in real life, Oba low-key did take Braun's spot. That was Braun's spot.
Yeah, he really did.
And I love they didn't make Braun no pussy. He right out the gate got in his face, said, "I have a problem with what you're saying." The whole match with Tozawa, who was it with? Joe Hendry, staring down the stage. Then after the match, goes to Heyman. Where the hell's Oba at? This has money. This is Mania written all over it, and they're giving it to us.
It does.
This is a fever dream that we're getting all these huge matches at once, and then, I know I'm getting all over the place, so we'll circle back. Not only that, we'll also get Becky returns and Stephanie. Jesus.
Yeah. That was huge. I feel like we're kind of hitting a good stride. Like you mentioned before, this time of year is kind of rough usually, but they're making it must-see TV for sure. I personally feel like the Braun and Oba thing it's not a feud, quote unquote, right now. I think they're kind of laying out breadcrumbs. But I wouldn't mind at all seeing the first.
It seems like they're going to scrap.
I wouldn't mind.
If it was just the face-off, if it was just the face-off, then yeah. But the fact that Braun kept on means that it's gonna. Because at that point, if
like I said,
yeah, go ahead.
I hope the execution's good.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. Because you mentioned the whole defeating him to Oba thing. I personally think that they need to play this because it's a long-term, down the line Mania main event. Whether anyone wants to believe it or not, this is money. More than money is money. This is the match that people have been waiting for since these two men stepped foot on the main roster. Hell, before that, when Oba was getting hot in NXT, this is a match that people were talking about. There's a few matches, right, that have an aura about them that people are waiting to see one day. I mean, obviously, there's this man right here that we're looking at, Jacob Fatu and Von Breaker, that's been teased. But above everything else,
making that match interesting again, by the way.
Not screw this up. Yes, they are. I mean, Jacob, we mentioned it before.
They're rebuilding Jacob even better than he was before.
Yep.
But yeah, I think I do think it'll be a feud. Here's what I'm noticing, and I think it's pretty much ever since before SummerSlam. They're not saving matches anymore. It seems as soon as they see that they got a big match, they're gonna go for it. We saw that Roman and Seth. They're like, all right, we're just gonna pull the trigger now. Cody and Punk, we're just gonna pull the trigger now. Now it seems like LA Knight's red hot. We're gonna pull the trigger now. Punk and Cody, that's a great match. We're pulling the trigger now. Stephanie and Becky, same thing. Oba and Braun. I mean, all these matches that are currently on the bill, even LA and Roman, I could see that at Mania. I will say, I would hope LA Knight comes out the victorious out of the feud. I don't think that'll happen. I would like to see a flip flop. That would be okay with me. I don't think anybody would complain at LA Knight winning it, for a month and then losing it. I don't think anybody would complain at that. That's a lie. That's a
LA Knight fans
that's a lie. But it's okay.
I mean, I think a lot of it is out of necessity too. I mean, let's be honest.
He can't lose to Roman again.
A little bit of a downward spiral. No, absolutely not. The thing is, right? He got screwed over before, and that's a big topic of their rivalry. It's a big topic of every rivalry.
Absolutely.
Right now, for the most part. But I think him losing clean to Roman, it would do good and bad for LA because obviously it would have Roman, win cleanly, and it would kind of put what's the period at the end of the percentage together. But it also just kind of give LA.
Oh my God!
Anymore. He's kind of done. Through the what is it called? The hydration.
Prime hydration station.
Wow. But I mean, I don't know. It depends what they do with LA coming out of Roman. I'm interested to see. They're giving us these matches, I think, out of necessity, because, dude, they're trying to draw the crowds back in. They're trying to draw people's attention back to the show. I mean, it's not 2023 anymore. So, I mean, to me, that the SummerSlam card reads that very well. I mean, those two main events, those were not supposed to be on SummerSlam originally. It's going to be a very different show, but...
Oh, God!
I'm excited to see what we get.
Yeah.
Jesus. I think Jacob just died. Interested to see what Raw looks like. Survivor Series. Excited to see what Mania looks like. It's going to be a very interesting next 10 months.
Yeah. There's a lot to... There's so much that's happening in the next few months. It seems all these matches that they're just giving us right out of the gate. I love it, and maybe if they're hearing the criticism.
Yep.
They're hearing the, people talking about.
I sure hope so.
LA's over. Why is he not getting pushed? It's like, here's the push, but they got to be careful because if you have LA lose again, it's like, what are we doing? Even I'm like, what are we doing? And oh, look at this!
They're treading some thin ice.
Look at this!
Ooh! Roman making his appearance. He's wanting some revenge.
Absolutely. It's bloodline rules between Jimmy and spear by Roman. Oh, and it just keeps coming.
Oh, but look at this. The Tongans backing up Jacob. Jacob fuck too.
Gonna have to, absolutely gonna have to use these camera angles because this isn't 2K26 yet.
Jacob wants a Wants a piece of Roman Reigns now, maybe no. He's getting some toys. I'm Tonga disposing. He's disposing of him outside. Jimmy Uso fighting for his life, taking out Jacob Fatu now.
My Lord. No! We're going to try to commentate this and chit-chat at the same time. It's a crazy match.
Kind of hard to do, for sure.
But, yeah, Oba Femi and Braun Breaker, that's beautiful. And, again, if they're smart, both are going to walk away from this better than they were. I hope it's one of those feuds.
It's on the execution.
Yes. I hope it's one of those feuds where it's two undercard guys. Look at this. Tonga Loa now coming out. It is Bloodline rules to the fullest. And so interesting to see all these men here in this Bloodline rules match. Roman beating the hell out of Tama. But the focus is Jimmy and Jacob.
Slugging it out.
Look at, oh my God, it's Tama Tonga!
It's now in full force.
Look at Roman had a door.
Jacob Fatu. They got the bloodline completely surrounded. Outnumbered. Jesus Christ.
My Lord.
This is insane.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope it's one of those things where both two undercard guys go into a feud and they both get over from it even more. And it's one of those things where one doesn't look clearly more dominant than the other, where it is a purely 50-50 feud. And that's how it should be. It definitely should be a 3-match feud where both are literally. This should be everything Brock and Oba was, except even better. Truly.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about it.
This is a big fear of mine, I'll tell you that much, because this is a big fear of mine. WWE's biggest issue among most of the other issues. There's Jey Uso
saving the match.
Break up the pin, and the referee's been taken out. But WWE has a condition of follow-up. They can't follow up and capitalize on momentum a lot of times. I mean, look at Gunther with the career killer thing. He retired Goldberg, Johnson, and then stop all of this horrendous. So Oba Femi, he just retired Brock Lesnar. They have to really lock into this, in my opinion.
Oh, look at this!
Really make sure they do things. Solo's here.
Solo looking to get even with Jacob Fatu, who defeated Solo and put him in an ambulance at WrestleMania.
Things out now. SummerSlam breaking down. But like you said, it's all about these two men here. They're in the ring all alone.
But yeah,
this is one of the hardest matches to talk over.
Absolutely. I feel like we have to give this match our full attention. Look at Tama in there looking menacing as always. How'd you feel about the SummerSlam stage?
Thought it was great. I loved it. I saw some people try to say it's just screens. I mean, that's all stages are. I mean, I thought it was great. It kind of almost reminded me of like I know this isn't maybe, but it almost looked like a championship belt the way it was shaped.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I think Melissa said that too.
Especially, I think the entrance way with the upside down V, like the arch, I thought that was great.
Absolutely,
the whole thing was good.
I liked the stage for a SummerSlam.
I think it's very good too.
Yeah, SummerSlam shouldn't look like WrestleMania, and it should look like its own thing. I think that's a good middle. I really do. It's a big stage, but it's also special in its own way. And it seems, look at this spear by Jimmy on the Jacob. Cover on Jacob. Jimmy to win the U.S. title. Jimmy Uso just beat Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title. Jimmy
Wow,
Uso.
we're struggling to make the count. Everybody, oh my, bodies were flying.
Just won his first singles title.
I can't believe that. What an environment to win it in, too. These two men gave every single ounce of blood, sweat, and tears in this match. I mean, both sides were in full force, and Jimmy Uso ended up taking the W.
Wow. Wow. Hey, Jimmy had some backup. Had his family to back him up. The OG bloodline there to back up Jimmy Uso was there in full force. And Jimmy has won his first singles championship. He is now a United States champion. You love to see it. Bloodline all celebrating together. Jimmy Uso, you are now the United States champion. Congratulations. Got his family celebrating with him. It's got to mean a lot to him. Here we go. Lita making her entrance here for this Women's World Heavyweight Championship match against Raquel Rodriguez. And what has truly been a miracle comeback run. I love it. Love it for Lita. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
It's gonna be tough though. Beating Raquel twice. I mean, she was on a run, and she just had made easy work of Nikita. She's looking to do the same thing here to Lita for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship.
I mean, lightning struck for Lita before, but can it strike twice? Tonight we're going to find that out. I mean, you mentioned yourself, Raquel's not an easy opponent to beat twice. She's not even easy to beat once. So it's time to see if Lita can pull it out again and remain Women's World Champion.
100%. 100%. I want to go back to SummerSlam and kind of talk about each of the matches. Danhausen and Dominic. I loved it. I thought that was that was just funny, and it was good. My favorite part was JD choke slamming the absolute hell out of the Minihausen. That made me feel so nice.
Yeah, he was moving like Omos. Genuinely.
Oh, he was throwing some stiffies out there.
Crazy. And I'm sure you probably saw his tweet, right? He said it must be what it feels like to be Obafemi. And
That's funny.
I thought that was funny. But yeah, I thought it was a harmless match. I knew it was gonna be what it was, and I'm glad.
It was an entertaining match. It's what it was supposed to be.
Excited about it still. Yeah, I mean, Danhausen being on SummerSlam is surreal by itself. But
oh Lord,
Dom's the perfect opponent for someone like that. He can play serious. He can play a jokey match very well too. So
not to always compare him to Eddie, but that's literally was Eddie's spot. Eddie could do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, he's an all-rounder in the ring, outside the ring. So yeah, very harmless match.
Yeah. What about Corbin picking up the shock win? How about that?
Great.
What was your reaction to that? Were you just shocked as I was?
Yeah.
I was like,
we both
okay.
We both picked Trick, as we know.
Yeah.
We pointed out how it'd be nice for Corbin to get a win in his first match back, but at the same time, man, I mean, it's kind of nuts that it happened. It really is. I mean, Trick just debuted that new version of the
That's another reason why I thought it wasn't going to happen.
I mean, usually when someone debuts a custom title, they kind of hold on to it for a bit.
Right.
Just to sell that merch. But,
right.
I mean, hey.
You know what I'm really excited for? I'm excited to see if that plate stays.
Yes, me too. With the blue. I mean, kind of an odd time for them to debut that, but. I mean,
well, they kind of did the same thing with Jey Uso. They kind of tried to play it off as a Jey Uso custom title because he had the matching side plates with it, and they just kept it on.
Yeah, that was true. That's true.
So I think that's kind of like how they like to do things. They like to give things a reason, I think. And I guess when a superstar introduces like a new plate, they're like, "Yeah, we'll keep it. We like it." I guess that's in canon how they like to do it.
Yeah.
But there is no black swoosh situation.
Yeah. Did you hear AJ talk about that?
I did. He didn't even know. He just put it on and called it a day. That thing's got to be in the warehouse.
Oh, definitely.
They don't throw nothing away. Yeah, I just found that so. As soon as he hit the end of the days, it's like no way, because I was like, no way they're gonna trick kick out of this. I was like, all right. I mean, sure, but we all know Corbin's gonna drop it back. Does he drop it to Carmelo?
I would love to see it.
And that's how we get Carmelo and Trick?
Could be. I mean, Trick's going to want his belt back no matter who's holding it. So,
yeah.
I mean, and the thing is, Corbin, I feel like, is going to be a utility player. He's going to win when he needs to win, but he's going to lose when he needs to lose.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's one more thing I wanted to touch on about Corbin. What did you think about his theme over the last couple weeks?
I don't hate it. Obviously, I love all his other ones.
Yeah. I mean, it's clearly a downgrade. I was feeling like they've been kind of teetering out of Def Rebel, but I mean, it's looking like they're holding on to him for a bit. I don't know.
Well, I don't know how long that contract lasts.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of rumors and innuendo.
Aldous got Oasis.
Ending it. Yeah, he did. And
even though you could barely freaking hear it.
Yeah. I mean, for better or for worse. I just think the Nick Aldis thing is perplexing to me. Was that really his last match? I don't think so.
No.
I mean, he's back as GM.
No. I don't think this is his last match.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm glad the reports were wrong and that was Brock's last match. As I told you, I just there was nothing that made me believe it wasn't. There was too many signs pointing that it was.
Yeah, I mean, it just made the most sense. It was Minnesota, and it was Obafemi, dude.
Put Obafemi over Flying Colors.
It's one of the biggest, clear showcases of, hey, you know, here's the toy.
Went on the mic and said, this is the future. Yeah. Like, there's no more putting over of, you know, Lesnar or Oba than that. And I appreciated it the next time on Raw. Oba said, tell Brock, I said thank you. And Heyman said, that would be my honor. And they shook hands, and I was like, man, that's really cool.
Well, there's more to that. I mean, did you see Braun kind of
I loved it.
Tease about Heyman and Oba? I mean,
I loved it. I still don't want Heyman and Oba together. I do not. It does not work.
And I don't think that's going to happen. But the jealousy from Braun, like, there's so much deep story that you could tell behind the scenes. And
I love it.
The curtain.
I love it. It's real. It's real.
You mentioned that, how Oba's kind of stole Braun's thunder, stole his spot. And I love that. That is beautiful.
It's real. That's what makes it so good. It is a real story. And, man, those two are going to kill each other. As long as they don't. Oh, my God. A lead assault to a standing Raquel. Haven't seen Lita hit the move like that, I don't think, ever. But,
all the stops here.
But, yeah, like I said, as long as it ain't a hole, they're feeding Braun to Oba. And it's just because that is not good. You got an opportunity here to make two mainstays for life with these two who are so young and so great. Like, this is it. Like, I was literally screaming when I saw them just getting nose to nose. And, you know, no one has the intensity in WWE like Braun Breaker. Nobody. And I keep comparing him to this man. But Braun Breaker, everybody wants to say Goldberg or whoever. What in the hell? Oh, my God, look at this. Raquel getting a little assist here from Roxanne, who, remember, had a pinfall victory over Lita in the tag team match at Saturday Night's main event. Roxanne went for a chair shot.
Lita caught it.
Yeah, it did not work. The plan failed miserably. Anyway, I compare him to him because he reminds me of him so much. Everybody likes to say Brock or Goldberg or Scott Steiner. I'm like, he's none of those three. He is Batista through and through.
It really is.
All I see in him is Batista. No one I thought Batista had better intensity than Goldberg, Lesnar, all of them. Batista's intensity was on another level. Hell, it started with his damn entrance. And his look. And everything that was Batista was animal intensity. That is Breaker. And you have an opportunity here to make your next Batista, because we all know Batista's probably one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time. He belongs in every category you put a wrestler in when it comes to top 10s and Mount Rushmores. I know it's weird to call Batista underrated, but he truly was underrated and underappreciated. Because, and it's so weird, because in the Attitude Era, it was clear that it was Austin, Rock, Taker, Triple H. Like, those were the four. Those were the 4 stars. Whereas, in my opinion, the Ruthless Aggression Era, you had John Cena. But then everyone else, it was very oversaturated between who was the top guy. It's a weird thing to say, but I think that's what made the Ruthless Aggression Era so good, is they were oversaturated with main eventers. Not stars, main eventers. Because you had Batista, Edge, Orton, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, Jeff Hardy, The Undertaker. Like, I could go on and on and on. There was so many main eventers.
Yeah,
Consistent.
It really does. I mean, that era was just incredibly different as a whole. And I agree. I mean, look at the Vision. The Vision was directly close in proximity to the Evolution as far as the
100%.
idea behind it. It was blatantly a ripoff in a good way. But, yeah, I think Braun Breaker and Obafemi is lightning in the bottle, and that is putting it lightly. They just can't screw it up.
This is Batista versus Brock.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you didn't point this out. The ending to Saturday Night, the call from Michael Cole saying this is the next big thing about Obafemi. That is, what a call. That is a generational call for Obafemi's career. We're going to look back at that.
Michael Cole had back-to-back generational calls. Yeah. SummerSlam or Sunday main event, he was in his element.
Yeah. Most definitely. But yeah, I mean, you can't. People also can't look at Oba and look past Braun. I mean, they're very much 1A, 1B. There's no
especially a year ago in this time.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 years ago in this time. 2 years ago this time, Breaker won the Intercontinental title. God, that's been 2 years. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And oh my God, Lita with a snap DDT. Could retain the title this way against Raquel. Raquel kicks out again. Lita has given her all to this match. I mean, twist of fates, moonsault, snap DDT. Lita is definitely trying here. And Raquel answered too. She had a Tahana bomb. Could answer with another one. No, Lita got out of it. Lita now, another twist of fate. A reverse twist of fate. Fate of twist, if you will. Hesitated on the cover on Raquel. Raquel grabs the ropes.
What a former champion with the ring awareness.
Yeah, what a match. What a match.
I mean, Lita may be a trailblazer, but Raquel's no rookie.
No, absolutely not. Trying to remember what else. Becky, Stephanie, and Liv. How do you feel about that? Another Lita salt.
I love to. Oh, we got a cover here.
No, Charles Robinson
slow to get to it.
Couldn't get position. Didn't matter. Lita retains.
Wow.
Lita did not want you to get into that thought.
Count. Most definitely not. But I just want to point out, Becky being back as a face makes me so happy.
Me as well.
Gosh, it's so nice.
She is an anti-heel, anti-face, which I think is definitely the move, especially if you're doing a triple threat
niche right now.
Feud right now.
I mean, it's great. And Stephanie being back, we've talked about it at literal nauseum about how they dropped the ball when Stephanie got hurt. They could have done something, anything for Liv, but they didn't. But evidently, we're going to pick things up. And I think adding Becky to that mix is going to make it really interesting.
Makes it fresh.
People, okay, I just want to point out, people really don't give Becky her flowers with what she did with that Intercontinental Championship.
And it's probably because she was oversaturated. And that's
She
what
was.
people don't like that. And I get it. I always said, thank God, the Attitude Era didn't take place in today's time because everyone would hate Stone Cold and The Rock.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she played, and this is the direct comparison that I made when she won the title. She kind of played the Jericho AEW champion role. She was there to legitimize the title. She gave it the legitimacy that it didn't really have before her. So I think her moving on to bigger and better things it's perfect. And Becky as a heel is good, but it always has a shelf life.
100%.
It's never something that should be a long game for her. But yeah, I love the whole segment. It was great.
Yeah, I do too. And I'm excited to see if it's going to be a triple threat or them two square off to see who fights Liv. There's plenty of directions to go with that storyline. I thought Raw was just 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
everything
fantastic.
they did.
Way better than last week.
Yeah, everything they did planted so many seeds.
Fully agree. They just can't drop the ball with Stephanie. They're going to have to really work hard on her to get her over with the fans this time around.
Yeah, absolutely. And we still got Naomi supposedly come back sometime soon. I don't know. Yeah. And Bianca just had her baby, so a lot to happen. Here we go. It's going to be a perfect segue because we got a tag team title match. And these guys just debuted in AEW on a live Collision. Should that have been safe for a Dynamite or possibly Grand Slam?
Nope. I thought it was great because it started the show right out the gate. We got Motor City showing up in AEW, and it actually happened during our recording. It was pointed out during the recording.
It did
last week. So I thought it was great the way it happened. It obviously Dynamite. It's good to save things for it. But it's kind of the same situation that Vince used to use for Raw and SmackDown back in the day. If you randomly have something huge happen on like a house show or like a TV,
it's going to cause people to tune in or attend. Yeah, I got you.
It kind of makes people want to check things out because if they get a Iggy that something big could happen, I mean that could be a ratings boost. So yeah, I thought it was great. Collision needs the star power too. So big returns on Collision, I'm all for. It's going to draw eyes.
And here we go. These two teams squaring off. Dream match, if you will. AJ and Kenny versus Motor City Machine Guns. Kind of a battle of the guns here. Bullet Club and Motor City Machine Guns. Also, something to discuss here. I think we mentioned it in the Cody match. But after tonight, all members of the Bullet Club have agreed to, at least, for the time being, disband the Bullet Club. They think that it's better for all of them to go their separate ways after this, but they're not exactly done with each other. Just probably best for each other to go their own separate ways, because the whole Nexus thing really just it did a number on the whole group, and it really. Didn't hurt them, but it definitely derived the focus a little bit. AJ Styles has been on Kenny's ass about focusing on the team because Kenny wanted to go for singles gold. And there's nothing wrong with that, but AJ was like, we need to focus on these titles right now. And in AJ's defense, they went on to win the titles. So
yeah, they did. I mean, Kenny Omega had the King of the Ring right in front of him. Ready to be his, and I mean, it just wasn't in the cards. So, yeah, they are the champions, and this is a bit of a dream match. I mean, this is great. But I just want to point out, Motor City being back in AEW, it opens up for so many matches, ones that we never would have thought we would have seen. Obviously, there's the reunion with the Young Bucks, Generation Me, and the Motor City Machine Guns again. But I mean, there's matches that we wouldn't have even thought about. Like, imagine this: Edge and Christian versus Motor City Machine Guns. I mean, that's crazy to think about. But Motor City is one of those teams that is kind of synonymous with tag team wrestling in the 2010s, 2000s, and even the 2020s. So, I mean, I just think it's a good move. AEW, you've mentioned you're getting back into it, and I love to see it. I'm really enjoying it. There's obviously still a lot of things I would change, but that's with any company. I'm really liking the stride they're on.
Yeah. And Grand Slam Mexico is happening, I think, as we record this, or it's about to.
Yeah.
So I'll be sure to check
That's gonna
that
be a
out
hot
as well. Yeah.
That's going to be a really hot crowd.
Does Andrade or does MJF make his return against Andrade tonight?
Would love to see it. I mean, that's the match that I've been hoping for several months now since it was announced. I think this is going to be a yearly thing now, which is nice to see too. The Mexico crowd always is hot, especially for the AEW product. So I mean, that's why there's a reason why CMLL is doing record crowds. It's just a hot environment.
That's what gets me hyped about Raw in Mexico. I don't even remember the last time we've had a Raw in Mexico.
I mean, isn't it kind of nuts to think about, right? I don't know, to be honest with you. I'll have to look that one up, but it's just kind of nuts to think about, right? AAA and CMLL are both doing records right now. I mean, it's insane to think about because you got New Japan and Noah, which are both in a slump right now. And in Mexico, it's a completely different story. They're killing.
So weird.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I find it funny that AAA, hitch their wagon to WWE, and CMLL hitch their wagon to AEW. So now it's totally like tribalistic. It's so funny, but I think that's okay though.
So here is I just looked it up. WWE taped broadcasted episodes of both Raw and SmackDown from Mexico City in 2011. As well as they hosted episodes of Raw from Mexico in 2004, supposedly. So,
interesting. I gotta go check. I can't check those out because this Netflix ESPN BS is so trash that we can't get every episode of Raw and every. Don't even get me started.
Or actually, let me correct it. There was no episode of Raw in 2004 from Mexico City, but there was in 2011. There was a huge string of untelevised shows in Mexico in
that I believe.
But yeah. 2011 there was Mexico City episodes. That's kind of insane to think about. I did not even peep that. But yeah, hot crowd, hot environment. Wrestling right now is actually looking up. I'm happy to say that. We've been in a little bit of a slump.
Yep.
I mean, let me be honest though. It's nowhere near the worst. I mean, we've dealt
no.
We went through the dark ages.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to call a spade a spade. The only reason it looks as quote-unquote bad as it does now is because we got all these screens in our face telling us it is.
Yeah. Well, it's not only that, but also the absolute high that we had just 2 years ago compared to now.
Yeah, that's true.
That's another thing because it's a comparison thing. But we got many friends who were out of it during the darkest times. And I mean, let's be honest here. The two of us, we were fighting for our lives just to stay invested in the product.
We eat, live, and breathe this shit.
Yes. It's difficult. I mean, there was many years there where I nearly gave it up.
There was definitely a time I quit watching Raw weekly.
We're eating good. Yeah. I mean, it became very easy to just check Instagram or Facebook to see what happened, or check YouTube for clips.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we could be dealing with a lot worse right now.
Granted, I'm doing that with SmackDown, but that's purely out of. Bullet Club picking up a win against the Motor City Machine Guns. Quite decisive win.
Yeah,
and I was watching.
Decisive.
I mean, he took a one-winged angel and then a Styles Clash back-to-back. There's not many men who are going to survive that.
I mean, that's the thing about Kenny Omega and AJ Styles. I mean, the two being such a good team kind of steals away the possibilities of their singles goals. But it just works so well for the two. They've ran this division numerous times now as champions.
100%. And to be honest, doing what they did, dividing and conquering, that's how they keep winning. And it worked again. It worked once again. There's some other things I want to discuss, but I'm glad you brought up Mexico. AAA Triple Mania around the corner, which, by the way, breaking news, 2K26, we will be bringing in AAA. We're going to hold the Worlds Collide event, which is basically going to kind of be the soft launch of AAA, but not really because no champions are being crowned. We'll do the World Cup tournament and future matches. I think the whole show is pretty much going to be the World Cup tournament, and I think what's in the cards is a title match. We don't know which title match it will be yet, though. So stay tuned for that. And then Triple Mania. We will do Triple Mania, and we will crown all our AAA champions in that show. So big things coming for 2K26. We will be doing AAA. So I hope you guys really like that. We're excited for it. Yeah. We got 2 more matches left, baby. Let's go. Here we go. Women's U.S. title on the line. Bayley and Roxanne. We saw Roxanne interfere earlier in Raquel and Lita's match. Raquel, not successful. She retained her Speed Championship, not the Women's World Championship. Can Roxanne retain her title against Bayley tonight? It's going to be a tough task because Bayley is really finding herself. Hell, she just came off being women's champion going into WrestleMania. So it's going to be a tough task for Roxanne. Now, you brought up Mexico, and I'm glad. I want to segue into this. Obviously, we know Undertaker, pretty much head of creative down there in AAA.
Yep.
Did you see where he is no longer going to do the podcast anymore?
Yes. I was shocked at his delivery.
Yeah, he was very blunt.
Straight up. Very straight up about it. Very blunt. He really hates it.
It seems so. Do you think it's because WWE eat it, or is it because it just ran its course with him?
I think it's a little bit of mixture of both. I mean, he did mention that he wants to do it his way if he's going to do it. I mean, you and I both listened, to every single bit of the history of his podcast. I mean, obviously I missed some of it now. I just don't like that it's been so corporatified. But he's always talked about how he's never really been one for this. This is his kind of thing. He's always made jokes and stuff. But yeah, he's putting his money where his mouth is. He's done.
I think it's because he felt like he needed something to do.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he's got AAA, it's kind of like, okay, I don't need this no more.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
That's definitely one.
I still like his podcast, even after the WWE takeover. Yeah. I really enjoyed the interviews with the guests. Is it the same as when it was with Matt Lyda? No. Absolutely not. Yeah. But I still had a different appreciation for it. Now that's gone. Or going to be gone here in a few months. That sucks. However, it's weird. Just discover AJ Styles is kind of taking that spot. Chris Van Vliet will be a guest on that show on AJ Styles' podcast. Which, by the way, I find it hilarious. I name drop it. Phenomenally retro, talking about how I was listening to it and I binged it, and then as soon as that happened, they changed the damn name of the show to the AJ Styles Show, which is good. I think that means they're taking it more serious. And does that show eventually get WWE?
I hope not.
Allies or whatever it is?
I'm liking hearing AJ talk about all of wrestling. That's kind of the thing with The Undertaker. He didn't have freedom to talk about whatever he wanted anymore. He can't talk about, other podcasts. He can't talk about other companies unless it's, verified and allowed for him to do so.
Be fair, he wasn't really doing that to begin with.
Well, no, but he still would mention AEW or mention other people. He wouldn't go in depth, but he would still do so. It was more off the cuff. And, I mean, hell, Taker already didn't like doing podcasts. Imagine taking a free-form, off-the-cuff style podcast and making it a restrictive style podcast. I don't think it meshes well for Taker. So I'm not really surprised. I'm surprised by his delivery, especially given the fact he's under contract. But
how blunt he is.
It's the freaking Undertaker. What are they going to do?
Yeah, Taker will be blunt. He don't give a damn.
Yeah.
He's probably hoping that's what they would do, is cut the contract early and fire him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, Chris Van Vliet will be on AJ Styles' podcast.
You mentioned it. I mean, he's got his hands full already. He's got a lot going on. He is very well beloved in Mexico, so I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
And rightfully so. Look what he's done. He has completely transformed that place.
Yeah,
also,
transformed the entire company and the perception of it too, because AAA was seen as a joke for the last 15 years.
Yeah, and by the way,
WWE took over.
How he described what he's trying to do at AAA, I'm sure you heard that.
Yes.
That was very interesting to me.
Yeah.
He was very much, we're making this not WWE. We're trying to make this so different from WWE. Almost, I know it wasn't a dig, but it was almost like a dig. It was almost like we are trying to not be that. And he said violent and aggressive. Kind of like he's trying to bring back Attitude Era elements into AAA, the best part of the Attitude Era. Not the sex and the stupid characters. Everything that was good about the Attitude Era, he's trying to bring back into AAA. And because TKO doesn't look down and monetize and monopolize everything AAA does, he kind of gets that freedom. Hence, we got the blood in that match and the crazy brawls and edgy storylines. I love that. Absolutely. Yeah. And I love that he knows that's what works in wrestling, and he's going full force with it. This isn't WWE in Mexico. This is AAA. He's giving AAA its own different... He's literally making AAA special how NXT was back in 2018, 2019, 2020.
This is the closest thing we've gotten to black and gold NXT feel.
Yep.
The thing that Taker's said about it, Taker's went in depth before as well, and I like the comparisons he's made. He said that he was always a fan of territory wrestling, but he didn't want to just make a archaic territory style program. He took elements of territory wrestling that would work, elements of the Attitude Era, elements of modern day wrestling, and elements of things that he just feels works, with the luchador style, with Mexico's demographic, and it's a hodgepodge program that is its own identity. And to me, and this is something that I've always found hilarious about AAA. AAA has always felt like, have you ever seen the South Park episodes of WWE, like the WWE South Park parodies? Yeah. And AAA has always been that. AAA has always been, they want to be WWE in Mexico. The way the storylines are constructed, the way that they did the goofy, just off the cuff, random characters. They've always done that, and Conan has been very clear that is the whole point of AAA. Well, now that WWE has it, I feel like it's almost reversed that. It's made AAA even more of its own thing with WWE owning it. It's crazy how that works.
It's mainly because of, like I said, the people in charge who are like, Taker won't say it, but the shit in WWE sometimes isn't working, and he sees that.
And he's been very vocal.
He's very vocal.
Yeah.
He's like, they're making money, so I guess it's okay. But it's like, now that he has control of AAA, and he sees the immediate success, he's got that big head going. Yes, right. Yep, that's me. I know what's good for, and I think that just puts him on another level of how great he is, because that just goes to show that he is probably one of the smartest minds in wrestling. And I'm not dogging Triple H. We know how handcuffed he really is. And I'm sure everyone knows how handcuffed he really is. And
yes, Taker doesn't have all these masters to answer to, so it does help him.
Yeah, in NXT, I think we're starting to see they're starting to have to answer to some masters a little bit when they started picking up some momentum. And I also think they're kind of in a in-between period with their talent. Because remember, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, Oba Family, that all took time for them to build up like that. That took like 2 or 3 years for them to get that big. To Vengeance Day, which I think, in my opinion, that is the best non-black and gold PLE. Obviously, we're biased. I don't know if you'd agree, but that That was the best non-black and gold PLE they've ever done.
Yeah.
Purely because of the talent on that card.
And it's the closest thing we've gotten to that feeling, to that vibe, to the energy. So
and every person that was on that card, damn near, was on SummerSlam or is in main roster in an important role. Hell, including Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin.
How crazy is that?
U.S. champion, Braun Breaker, tag team champion, Oba Femi put down Lesnar. Trick Williams was entered as U.S. champion. Ilya Dragunov was not a part of it, unfortunately. Or Carmelo Hayes, which is so wild to me. Dragon Lee, all these guys are getting used prominently on television. Bayley just defeated Roxanne for the U.S. title. Wow.
Yeah, Rose Plant right square on the head of Roxanne.
And Roxy tried. Well, she gave it her all for sure.
We got ourselves a new champion. Bayley back in the win column, and also back in the championship column. I mean, you mentioned she went into Mania as women's champion, and now she's the Women's United States champion.
Yeah, and just adds to her illustrious resume. She was the first ever Women's Grand Slam champion. Now she can add a U.S. title to the collection. One of the most decorated women's wrestlers of all time, adding to her already illustrious collection. Congratulations to Bayley. Speaking of Bayley, I heard you mention it when I was over at your house for SummerSlam, that you've pretty much it's a foregone conclusion that she's out.
Dude, well, I mean, I had to correct our friend Mikey. He basically straight up said that, well, Bayley's gone. I was like, well, she's not gone yet, but I do think she's on her way out. And I don't know. Look, her and Mercedes are literally, connected.
You think that's where she's going? Here we go, main event time. And again, you're going to excuse us for the abrupt cuts. It's been a little bit of a hectic week or two, so we're doing all these parts in one show. It's been a while since we've done that, so going to have to give us a little slack on that. We'll be back to our usual productions going into 2K26. We're talking about Bayley and possibly her future.
I mean, just to put it bluntly, I mean, I do think AEW is in her horizons, but I mean, I wouldn't mind Bayley kind of, jumping around and visiting some places, but I do personally think her run in WWE for the time being, I mean, never say never, is done. But above all, I think the biggest thing AEW does have to gain from Bayley isn't even her presence on television. I think it's her behind the scenes, because Bayley, by the way, I don't know how much you know about this, Bayley has been training like a lot of women for the future. She's kind of taken on a trainer role, not only for the WWE, but also for her own self. She's been holding seminars, and she's been kind of prepping the next generation, giving back. And to be honest with you, that's not really something AEW has a lot of. They kind of lost a lot of their old guard. So it'd be nice for that to be an addition, as well as, hey man, we're going to get Mercedes and Bayley, maybe not even just against each other, but just under the same roof again. That's going to be nice to see.
Yes, I agree. That part would be cool. And honestly, it's one of those, departures where I think it is best for both worlds. Mm-hmm. I think Bayley's done everything she possibly can in WWE. I think it'll be fine, her going to AEW. Wrapping this up here, because we're on the main event of this entire thing. Entire night 2, The Rock versus Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think there was something else I wanted to discuss. This is a quick thing. Did you see Raw's new graphics?
No, I didn't pay attention to that. What? How much different?
They're going for a Code Red kind of meltdown, like, because anytime the match card's about to pop up, it says Code Raw, and it does like a alarm deal. So I like that new graphics package. That's very nice. I'm a sucker for that. So I like
Yeah,
that.
sure. I definitely didn't realize that. I mean, I did see that they said it was a new era all over again. So I mean, that's always fun. Yeah. I didn't see that though. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it was very nice. I very much liked it. And I do like how they're putting the matchup on the Titantrons now. Like the opponents. That's very nice. Cool little deet. They're doing on Raw and other shows. Also, would like to tell everybody, if you're seeing this, because I'm hoping I have this out on Friday, hopefully, sometime soon, keep your eyes peeled, me and Cam are going to be doing a live watch-along. We're going to start doing these, and I'm saying it, so it means it has to happen. I'm going to hold myself to it. Live watch-along of old PLEs on live streams here on YouTube. And our first one we're going to do is how we're going to start it, because, you know, Saturday night, the next PLE is Sunday night's main event. And we're going to watch the Saturday night's main event revival episode in 2006. And for every Saturday night's main event that comes up in the schedule, we're going to knock out the revival episodes. I want to get those knocked out first. I believe there's 5 of them. So we'll get those knocked out, and then maybe we'll go to the 80s episodes, or maybe we'll start some Heat episodes. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. And me and you have already spoke vocally about how we think Sunday night's main event is a stupid name, and that it was right there for Sunday Night Heat. Which, by the way, it's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. Hot Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
It was right there. Sunday Night Heat.
I know. I mean, we can spout it from the rooftop. It's going to happen.
Makes me angry. Just makes me so ill, because we could have got the pay-per-view on the next 2K game. We could have. Don't get me started. But that that really pissed me off.
But I mean, nonetheless, Sunday night's main event's going to be fun. It's going to be different. But
I hope so.
I just hope the card's good. I hope that things go well as far as the show. I mean, it's taking a slot for a pay-per-view, a PLE slot that is, I mean, very necessary. We don't want a whole September building to one show. I mean, you know how monotonous that would get. So.
Yeah.
They got to kind of learn to string things together between Sunday night's main event and Money in the Bank. They did a really good job of that leading into Summerslam, coming out of Saturday night's main event.
Yes.
So let's hope they just do the same thing.
I agree.
I don't agree with the hate that the last Saturday night's main event got. I thought it was a fine show. We both enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was a branch show. It branched into Summerslam seamlessly. I mean, and it not only branched into SummerSlam's main event, but it also helped out like Nick Aldis and Gunther astronomically. It helped with Sammy's character arc, so that led into the Intercontinental Championship. Not Intercontinental Championship, but the number one contendership for the World Championship. I thought that was great stuff, and it worked. I mean, that's what it should be at the very least. If you're not going to make Saturday night's main event a show that is must-see PLE worthy, at least make the PLE that's coming up next bigger. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, make the damn thing must-see TV, for God's sake. Also, forgot to mention this, but tag teaming with our live streams of Watch Along with PLEs, which I'm very excited about. Our predictions. We are going to do a non-2K Universe 2K Sim along with the live stream of PLE watch-alongs. We're going to be also doing a non-2K Universe 2K simulation of the IRL PLE, and that's where we'll give our PLE predictions from now on. They're not going to be on podcast apps. They're going to be on the PLE Sim live stream. So it's 2 live streams you're getting a month, hopefully, from us, which hopefully, you know, some of you subscribers will be there. It's all about growing the community we're trying to build here. I know it's not too big right now, but that's the beautiful thing about wrestling in the IWC. Believe it or not, there are some positives from it. is that it is a fun community to hang out with and chat with and debate with. And I think that's what I want to build this channel on, is debating with other pro wrestling fans. And it doesn't have to get ugly. Sometimes it does. Sometimes pro wrestling does that. But I think the foundation of all that is just two people discussing something they love and debating it. And I think that is where this whole thing kind of was based on, where I wanted to make this more of a podcast-like episodic series. Well, it's basically us having debates about things. Yeah. And so hopefully with these live streams, people will pop up, chit-chat with us, ask us some questions, get our thoughts on things. And I'm just excited to watch, because this is something me and you have been talking about wanting to do way before even thinking about doing this kind of YouTube stuff. Me and you have always talked about just wanting to get together and watch old shows, just chit-chat about them. So we're going to have an opportunity to start doing that. That's going to be really, really fun.
But it's not just the beauty of IWC. It's the beauty of what we've been kind of building with the channel, too. You don't just follow the storylines and characters of the 2K universe, but you also follow us as we go through the wrestling landscape as it changes and evolves. I mean, you watch a pod episode from 6 months ago compared to now. I mean, the topics are completely different. We're literally in real time reacting and conversating and debating about what is going on, what's coming next, what has happened, and it's great stuff.
Absolutely.
So, getting to change that up and watch something old and give a retrospective look at it, you can't really get better than that. Yeah,
and honestly, look, if you want a more commentary style in-universe thing, guess what? We've created an alternative for that. That is Kingdom on Cam's channel, Triple C's channel, PWE Kingdom. That is rocking and rolling. We're having a blast with that. So there's that too. Go check that out. Got some really funny stuff coming out of that. Catman has taken over in Kingdom, and that's all I'm going to say.
Catman has become a mortal enemy of TRK.
Oh, God.
And, probably this whole channel. I mean, we just released this past week. We actually skipped episode 6. Episode 6 coming this week. We had a flashback to the last episode, episode 5. Catman broke free from handcuffs, and it was just a chaotic environment, chaotic episode. So
yeah,
check it out.
Definitely have to.
But yeah,
good. It's good
episode
stuff.
6 coming this week if you want that kind of style of content. But we got a lot of things cooking up.
Absolutely, as does the WWE. There's still plenty that's happening. I don't know what all is going to happen on SmackDown. I would. Big spear from Breaker onto the Rock. Cover on the Rock to win the World Heavyweight title. Rock kicks out. This is going to make the SmackDown kind of must-see. Kevin Owens is and again, if they just throw Rollins in there, it's going to make SmackDown kind of hard to miss. Kind of not going to want to miss that when you got guys like Punk, Owens, and Rollins on that show. That is going to make it very, must-see. And I think they need that. There's too many stars on Raw right now.
I mean, to say the very least, beefing up SmackDown is something they've needed to do for a long time. SmackDown was looking so rough before Punk came over. It's gotten better. There have been improvements. But, dude, I do agree. I had to do some thinking on it. Seth Rollins, he really does need to make the move. To be honest with you, I hope that the Punk thing is done right. That's my worry, is that they're just going to throw the match out there. They're just going to be like, oh, we gotta finish this. I still hate you. But I mean, Punk and Rollins have been kind of doing the same thing Cody and Roman have done, where they've kept kayfabe alive. They still will make jabs and comments about each other and
100%.
And things. And
that blow-off match has got to happen.
Yeah, it's got to, and there's only one way to do it, and that's sending Rollins over to SmackDown.
Yeah, I think that's the best move. Also, do you agree with me in saying I think the best way to save SmackDown is just to move it back to Tuesdays?
I agree. I love Monday and Tuesday back-to-back shows.
Me as well.
That's what made SmackDown Live was such a seamless transition from Raw. Every single week, I mean, we would have that big cliffhanger. SmackDown was better than Raw at the time, but big cliffhanger of whatever happened on Raw, and the next day we could pick up with SmackDown, picking up from the last week.
Yes.
And it also opens up, we've talked about this, about if you have a week where you have the Hall of Fame, where you have NXT shows.
I was telling
to do,
Melissa how special
it's
those
perfect.
weekends used to be, where it would be it'd be
weeks with
NXT,
Mania, SummerSlam,
pay-per-view, Raw, and then it was a 4-day weekend. They booked the arena out. It's so much better for SmackDown. Now, granted, you still get the full weekend treatment because it's on Friday, but I just think everything would be better if it was on Tuesday. Everything.
Yeah.
It'd be easier to watch. It'd be harder to miss. I don't know. I think SmackDown being on Tuesdays was such a delightful change of pace. It was like, all right, I'm starting my week with some wrestling. And then you can leave Wednesday to Dynamite. You can leave Thursday to TNA. And you can leave Friday to Collision. Is that one? No, Collision's on Saturdays. My fault. Maybe they'll move Collision to Fridays after that. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's the best way to go about it.
And that's what makes it so good. As we mentioned, what if they bring back the Slammies? What if they bring back, what if they want to separate SmackDown and the Hall of Fame finally? I mean, there's so much they could do.
You could do that when you leave Friday open.
I'm tired of watching the Hall of Fame at 1 a.m., 12 a.m. Central Time. It's not a fun experience.
They had to reschedule Stand and Deliver completely because of how crowded Mania weekend is. Stand and Deliver is on its own separate time, which there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, big spear for Breaker! Second spear for Breaker to win the world title! Oh my God!
It was a 2.9 if I've ever seen it. Breaker going up top.
It's been a hell of a match.
Wow.
I mentioned this to you at your house, and I think it's a perfect time to pull it out. And I hate that I'm pulling it out now. Oh, Breaker going for a spear here. No, Rock caught him! Rock bottom! Rock caught him with a rock bottom!
Oh, opting not to go for the pin.
Yeah, I might have to save this debate for next week. But I'm going to try to go ahead and squeeze it in and let the audience decide. I said Stand and Deliver could be its own thing, but I definitely want Stand and Deliver to maybe be a SummerSlam weekend deal. And let NXT and AAA both be on the Mania card. I truly want that to happen. Because WrestleMania is the culmination. Look at this. People's elbow. That's it. Breaker's done. He suffered several rock bottoms, several people's elbows, and he kicked out again. He kicked out again. That's my take. I want to know what your take is on that. You you didn't really give a concrete answer on it. You were just like, I don't know. Like, AAA and NXT titles being defended on Mania, all the storylines culminating into one event. I just think that's the best way to do it.
It sounds fun. I mean, if you want to look at it from that point of view, first of all, I do not think AAA needs to use that as their culmination. Triple Mania is a 30-plus year event.
I'm not saying to get away from Triple Mania, and just like NXT would not get away from Stand and Deliver.
Yeah. Listen, NXT absolutely makes sense. Keep in mind, okay, NXT used to have a SummerSlam equivalent. Every year they had a blockbuster takeover on SummerSlam weekend. The Rock just pinned Braun Breaker.
Yeah, Breaker hesitated. Wow. He punched Rock right in the face. Looked like he was going for something. He hesitated, and Rock capitalized with a rock bottom, and he just beat Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, I think, got closer to beating The Rock than anybody we've ever seen during this reign of The Rock, and he hesitated. He did not pull the trigger there at the end. He hesitated, and Rock capitalized, and Rock is still your world heavyweight champion. But yes, back to AAA and Stand and Deliver and everything you were talking about. But right quick, no, I do not want them to take away from Triple Mania and Stand and Deliver. I still want those to be their biggest show. But I want them to treat WrestleMania like their second blow-off culmination. Yeah. Because not all your matches are going to go on to WrestleMania. You're only going to put your, triple mega championship and the NXT title and maybe the North American and maybe the AAA tag titles or whatever That's what I want.
Look, as long as it's not taking away from possible Mania matches for main roster people, then I absolutely agree. But if they're going to do like they did a couple years ago and have a whole tag team triple threat TLC left off the card, I don't want to see it.
I understand.
See NXT taking that spot, nor especially AAA. I personally feel like if you find a middle ground where you can get everything that belongs on Mania from the main roster on there and have room to add, a AAA match.
Let's make WrestleMania 4 nights.
Oh no, absolutely not. But I trust me, I do see the vision and I do understand, your intentions with that, and I agree with them, in fact. But it all depends on the way they do it.
Too much wrestlers, not enough show. It's the same issue WWE's got right now.
Yep.
But we're not having that issue. Rock retains his World Heavyweight Championship against Braun Breaker and is marching into 2K26 still your World Heavyweight Champion, and we're getting breaking news right now, giving everybody something to look forward to. Worlds collide, Mexico City. The Rock will be defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Rey Mysterio. You don't want to miss that. Worlds Collide 2K26.